Hi, can you hear me okay?
Hi, yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
I'm going to give folks a couple minutes to join us. I'm also recording this, so I want to make sure everybody knows that. Can you guys see my slide deck now?
Yep.
Yep.
No, that was a yes. That was a yes.
Great. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. This is being recorded. And while I'm presenting, I won't be able to see the chat, but we will have time for questions and answers. I want to make sure everyone knows that this is the social media breakout room. If this is not where you want to be, speak up now, and I can post the links for the other rooms into the chat. Is everyone good? Awesome. Okay, so social media and the blueprint, how we are going to win online. So today I am gonna introduce myself to you all. We're gonna talk about why social media is so important, some do's and don'ts, platforms and hashtags, creative use of social media, our current campaign, and then we're gonna have some time for questions. If you all are pretty well versed in social media, this is more of a 101 level. So just know that as we dive in. So I'm Melissa Rock. I work at Advocates for Children and Youth. We are a policy nonprofit that focuses on early childhood, child welfare, family self-sufficiency, youth justice, and education. So our goals for today, we want everyone to understand why we're focused on using social media to push for this veto override, for you all to understand some best practices, and then review some of the resources and tools to help you be successful. And then at the end, and with the materials that you'll take away from today, you'll have links to be able to be engaged in the Blueprint Override social media campaign. So why social media? I mean, I'm sure everyone knows how important social media is, especially in this very isolated moment. But this is the way we're trying to keep building public support. Of course, as Joe led us off today, everyone's attention has been on reopening schools, which is totally understandable. But we do also need people thinking about how important it is to override the Blueprint Veto override, especially right now with how desperately families need services that schools provide. So politicians do notice. The data I have on the right side of the screen here is from federal legislators who have far more constituents. And so when you see this data for the national legislators and think about our state legislators, far fewer than 30 posts are going to get a legislator's attention. And far fewer than, as it says here, 10 posts will really raise their eyebrows. Most of the state legislators don't have huge followings and can be contacted quite easily through social media. And most of them are managing and doing their own posts. So they're actually seeing it. It's not just a staffer seeing it and then passing it on to them. And it really helps us to shape how the issue is framed. That's been a huge thing with the blueprint, with Hogan's messaging around how supportive he's been at schools when really he's shifted around so much of the funding. So you're going to get this resource guide at the end of today's event, which has links to everything you'll need, including the Twitter handles for legislators, how to find them on Facebook, as well as the links to make videos in support of the blueprint, which I'm going to show you an example of. So, as you might expect, with the pandemic, even more folks are using social media. So this really is a moment where now more than ever, it is a great way to have the attention of legislators who need to hear from us. So here are some do's and don'ts, which are pretty commonsensical, but I think are worth repeating. Legislators really want to hear your personal story. They want to know why this bill matters to you. They hear from lobbyists all the time that can talk about sort of higher level why it matters and bigger picture why it matters, but really hearing from individuals who are personally impacted by the blueprint bill is essential. Of course, you want to be polite, but you can also be direct. And it doesn't have to be all original content. You can retweet, you can repost, you can reshare things that other folks have posted. It's also great to tag the elected officials. So you can tag your legislators, and if you don't know who they are, it's pretty easy to find. There are multiple websites where you put in your address and they'll tell you what district you are and who your legislators are. And you should tag your legislators as well as the president of the Senate, who's Bill Ferguson, and the Speaker of the House, Adrian Jones. And then don'ts, of course, like just think about how you would want to be treated and make sure you are paying the same courtesy in your social media posts. I think another thing's going to pop up. Like here's an example where Sean King was trying to leverage the Medicare for All issue into a post about COVID and didn't realize that he was like calling out a legislator who had co-sponsored Medicare for All. So, you know, it's not a good look. So of course there are different social media platforms and different reasons to use different platforms. So here in Maryland, if you want to, Larry Hogan, the governor, Facebook is the way. If you look here at this Facebook post, you can see over 1,000 people reacted to it, 850 comments, almost 300 shares, whereas on Twitter, it was only about 500 reactions and then fewer than 100 retweets and quote tweets. So having a sense of where the legislators, which platform they use most is helpful, but it's quite easy to just post on Facebook and Twitter at the same time. And here are some examples of our state legislators engaging in dialogue with folks that are doing posts. So here, someone is engaging with the House Majority Leader, Delegate Ludke. And on the right side, it's a tweet where then the president of the Senate, Phil Ferguson, replies. So they really are engaged when they are tagged and they're paying attention to these things. So no matter what platform you're using, we'd love for you to use the hashtags, hashtag Blueprint, the number 4 MD, and hashtag override the veto. Those are the main hashtags we're trying to use to be able to align our message. Now, I'm a little bit old to be well-versed in TikTok, but we did include this TikTok video because if you're particularly creative, this is the sort of thing that you could try. I hope this isn't too loud. If someone tells me it's too loud, I'll try and fix it. When I played it earlier, it was very loud. Okay, so you can clearly do a lot of different things and get creative on TikTok. I have no idea how much legislators are using TikTok, but wanted to share that as well. Okay, so here is the most important takeaway we have for everyone today. This link is in the materials that are going to be shared with you. And what we're hoping that everyone will do is make a video that's like 30 seconds to a minute, really short, just telling your blueprint story. So I have an example I'm going to play here. The biggest thing, and this screen, part of the screen on the right side, when you go to that link to share your story, all of this is there. These tips, the questions, and then it makes it so easy to upload your file. So I'm going to show you this example, and you'll see just how simple this can be.
We actually can't hear the video.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how to fix that since the last, did you hear the first video? Or was there no sound on that either?
And no, but we saw the cool graphics.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I'm not
When
gonna...
you share your screen, there's a feature where you have to, there's a feature that you select that says,
Optimal.
yeah, share audio as well.
Share computer sound. All right, I'm gonna try this again. Although we don't have to watch the TikTok again.
My name's David. I'm an educator.
Now can you hear it? Awesome.
Yeah.
I spent 12 years as Maryland State Superintendent of Schools, but more importantly, both of my sons went to public schools. I'm from Baltimore. They're both public school principals. I've had 4 grandchildren going to public schools. Maryland's school system in some ways has been strong over the years, but it has very ill served tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of our kids. And out across the United States, what has been proposed in the blueprint is the very best that's happened in public education in the United States over the last decades. There is nothing more important as the General Assembly thinks about coming back into session in January than overriding that veto.
So quite simple, and really, even if it's a lot shorter, we're just trying to get as many folks as possible expressing how important this is. All right, so now I'd love for you all to just take a minute. We only have 3 minutes left, and have everyone make a plan. Just like with voting, making a plan really goes a long way towards actually following through with making a video or taking action. So think for a moment about what story it is that you want to tell. What will you use to record it? Your phone, your computer, something else? When will you have it done? Again, they're trying to get these by October 15th. And are you going to post it yourself and submit it, or would you rather just the Blueprint Coalition to submit it? And then even more importantly, who else can you get to record a video? All right, did folks have any questions for me? If not, what I am going to do is share with you all that link to get back into the main room for a closeout back with everyone together. Thank you all so much for participating today and being involved in this. We really need everyone's support so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.